What's going on? What's going on, team? Welcome back to another week of the stock market, looking at the overall economical report, see what's going on with this upcoming week. Today is November 28th. Looking at the overall calendar over here, we do have two Fed speakers speaking today. Tomorrow, Consumer Confidence Index that comes out at 10 a.m. Wednesday, we have a whole bunch of information from ADP. We have basically trade in goods. We have Chicago PMI, job openings. Main thing we want to watch for is 1:30 in the afternoon. Fed Powell does speak at an institute, so that may be one to watch out for just in case. You never know what's going to happen, but always good to know when Fed Powell speaks. Thursday, we have initial jobless claims, PCE, core PCE, whole bunch of information, some Fed speakers as well. Even ICM. So Thursday is going to be a big day, especially since a lot of this information comes out before the market even opens. So definitely want to watch to see how this information on Thursday is going to affect us. And then on Friday, we have non-farm payroll, unemployment rates, and then we have a few more information and another Fed speaker at 10:15 before the market opens. So if you guys could find this on Market Watch, just type in economical calendar. Let's jump into the charts. First one, I'm going to start off with AMD. So I did a poll yesterday on Instagram to see what stocks are you guys watching for the week. I'll try to do that often. This way I could try to incorporate stocks that you guys are watching into the watch list. So first stock we're going to watch is going to be AMD today. AMD has been on basically an uptrend. You can see basically making higher lows until it basically broke out and shot up towards 79 over here. It does look like a possible double top, where it hit around 79, came back down, hit around 79 again, and now it's coming back down. 180-day MACD is crossed down, is below the EMA line, so we definitely want to watch to see if we break and hold above that 75, and we can start basically pushing up towards those 78 levels. If not, watch for the break of these two candles over here, these two over here. So once we break those lows, that 73.80, we can start basically pulling back down towards 72. Jumping over towards the 28 seems to be very oversold. Seems like we're holding above the SMA over here. So definitely want to watch to see if we butter through that SMA or if we bounce off of it. It does seem to be kind of like a huge step and staircase pattern where it keeps on coming down, bouncing off that the SMA and basically make a new high. It looks like it's coming right back down, trying to bounce off that SMA and maybe make a new high. Gotta stay tuned. Gotta watch out the charts. Watch for those key levels that we just pointed out, and then you will basically see where AMD's overall heading. But right now, that 28 is looking oversold. We have no real confirmation of a bounce as of now, since it hasn't crossed up yet. So watch out for AMD. Next stock you guys called out was Amazon. Looking at Amazon, starting off with 20-day 1 hour, you can see Amazon's right below this orange line. This is basically our 1 year EMA line, so on the large scale. So we're not above it yet, and we're below the 20-day SMA. So Amazon has some work ahead of it. Needs to get above 95 before we start basically pushing up towards 97, maybe even towards 100 up here. To the downside, you can see Amazon's above the 20-day EMA. So we want to watch to see if it breaks 93, and we can start basically going to 91, maybe even down to 90. So Amazon is basically trapped in between a range. Looking at Amazon, we're trapped between 95 and that 90. So it's going to pinball back and forth between those two numbers until it breaks out on either side. Jumping over towards the 180-day on Amazon, you can see Amazon is basically going sideways over here. So you want to wait to see if it breaks either or. MACD is trying to cross down. It's holding the trigger line. Anything can happen when volume kicks in at 8:30. So watch for the levels that we just spoke about. Next one we're going to talk about is another stock that you guys called out on Instagram is NVIDIA. So NVIDIA has a solid step and staircase pattern. You can see we have that trend line every time we come down, making higher lows. That is good for possible signs of bullishness. 188 4-hour looks like it wants to cross down. Gotta see what's going to overall happen. If we break above 162.75, we could basically start pushing up towards 166 over here, maybe even retest 169, see what happens. If we start to come down lower and break below 159, we could retest its 1 year EMA around that 156 over here. Dropping down towards the 20-day on the video, you can see the same stepward staircase pattern going on over here, and it's holding above the SMA. That could be a bullish line. We did kind of have a little bit of a sell-off on Friday. As you guys can see, we have this little sell-off over here. Our side is a little bit more on the oversold side, kind of like what we've seen with Amazon and I believe AMV, where the 20 days are starting to look oversold, meaning we may get a possible bounce. Remember, Fed Powell does speak this Wednesday, so make sure you guys set your alerts. Wait for those key breakouts on these stocks before you guys basically jump in. But the video above that 162 towards that 166, or if we start to get below the SMA over here, 158 down towards 155, if we break 155, 155 is going to be a very crucial level, especially since it's that 1 year EMA. Definitely want to watch to see if it gets below that, and we could possibly flush down, maybe even down towards those 150 levels. Next stock we're going to talk about is Tesla. So looking at Tesla over here, just want to check to see any news. Nothing really. So looking at Tesla right now, you can see Tesla was on an overall uptrend. It's starting to pull back on the 20-day. Want to see if it's going to hold these levels. It actually broke below that 1 year EMA around like 183. So we got to see what's going to overall happen. Right now, the 20-day is crossed down. So if we do start to come down lower, we want to watch for a break below 177. Then we can start going to 174. Or if we go to the upside, we could go from 180 to 183. The upside's kind of limited. Not saying that it can't break through it with some volume and news. It's just that we have that 1 year EMA and we have the 20-day SMA over here, which could act as a potential wall for Tesla to the upside. So we have the 20-day crossed up, and we have, let me just double check. Yeah, we have the 20-day crossed down, right? Meaning it's bearish. And then we got the 180-day MACD crossed up, meaning Tesla could possibly be choppy today. The 20 days crossed down, trying to pull the stock down, and the 180-day is trying to do its best to stay up. So we got to see who's going to win this war. If this 180-day crosses down with Tesla, it could possibly retest this 165 level, especially if this 20-day crosses back down and follows it. I mean, the 180-day crosses down and follows the 20-day. Sorry about that. So if you have two charts facing the same way, it's even more conviction towards that direction. But right now, the 20 days crossed down, 180 days crossed up, meaning we could possibly get some choppy action. So let's see what overall happens. When it comes to this, you definitely have to wait for your key levels. Tesla is just in between a bind right now, especially with making that high and coming back down lower. And even if we jump over towards the 1 year, 1 day, you can see basically Tesla was on a descending pattern. It has broken out this pattern before and came back down. This could be another one of those situations. Let's see what happens. The 1 year did look like it wants to cross over, but it hasn't fully crossed over yet. If it does cross over, then we could get some extreme bullishness out the stock, and we could possibly even push up towards the 200s, right? So remember, we're speaking about the 1 year, but we're jumping over towards SPY right here. So that 1 year chart is very powerful, very good swing trading chart. Sorry, I can't talk today. But the 1 year is very good swing trading chart. You can see that basically when that MACD crossed up over here, we basically started pushing from 364 on the SPY all the way up to where it is right now to 400. So very nice uptrend. A little choppy across the road, but overall, 1 year never really crossed down. RSI is trending up as well, getting to its overbought position. Now, looking at the 1 year on the SPY, we're right at the 1 year SMA, which could act as a resistance. We're above the 1 year EMA, which could act as a possible support. So let's see what happens. Let's drop down towards the smaller charts because the 1 year does not update until market opens, but those same lines are represented over here. So you can see we have a slight pullback breaking below that 1 year SMA, right? So this is starting to look like a possible double top, 180 days cross down. we are basically pulling back down towards the trend line over here. So if we do start to break that 397, I want to wait for that 397 break just because that's the 1 year trade line, right? 1 year EMA. So once we start to break 397, we can start getting down towards that 393 zones. So watch out for that. Or to the upside, you want to watch for a break above at least 401. Then we can start basically breaking that double top at 403. And then we can start basically pushing up towards 405, maybe even 410. So let's see what happens. Overall, both outcomes can happen this week. That's just the market that we're in. But watch to see if we hold these key levels. Right now, the 180 day is crossed down. 20 days crossed down, but it's oversold. So we may get a bounce. So let's see what happens. Gotta wait for those key levels to be broken. If not, we can get some choppy action. So that's gonna be it. Leave a like below, leave a comment, send me what stock you guys are watching on Instagram at Wall Street Assassins. On Instagram, all one word. And that's gonna be it. See you in the next one. Peace.